Streaming button has been pushed. Waiting for confirmation from YouTube. We have confirmation from YouTube that we're live, but it's not showing anything. There we go. Let me get confirmation from the laptop, please. Come on, laptop. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ERA Season 14, Round 6, Sweet Valencia Orange, Server 2. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man who plays more shuffleboard than Roger Clemens, Michael Magus.
Does Roger Clemens play a lot of shuffleboard?
I don't
even know.
I don't even know if he can shuffle.
That's true. What car do I want to pick up here? We'll go with the 988. El Perry and the Stealth Bomber will be our tour of the track. Okay. Also, I had a whole thing with guess who's back? Back again. Byron's back. Call your friends.
Hell yeah. Let's go, brother.
Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I commentated your race. It's been a while.
We'll have El Perry and the Stealth Bomber give us a tour of the track into turn 1. That is the lovely sweeping left-hander there. And then into turn 2, a tighter left-hander. It's a lot of left-handers on this track. I'm going to give you a spoiler. Little fast kink here, another left-hander. Our first right-handed turn of the course is turn 4. And it's a double parter right here. That ends the first sector. We're just picking El Perry because of where he was on the track. Another left-hander coming up here. This track is really, really fun. I remember, I haven't played it in ACC yet, but in race 07 back in the day, this was one of my favorites. Through here. Tight left-hander here. Double apex. Into another left-handed kink. Into a right-handed kink. Making up an S. Tight right-handed hairpin here. Back onto full throttle as we exit sector 2. Not really sure why he went so wide there. I think that's a bad line, but we'll see. Through this, there's a name for this kind of curve. Parabolica, I think. Tight hairpin to end the circuit. This is the Adrian Campos turn, named after the deceased racer, Adrian Campos. It's the only turn on the track I actually know. And that's a lap of Valencia. As per usual, if we're having any kind of audio issues, please let me know in chat. And we'll do our best to alleviate any audio or video issues that crop up.
The only audio issue I have is that the cars aren't making silly cartoon noises. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be a good
fun,
April
but not
Fool's
very
joke.
sim racing. It's more like a Mario Kart or Speed Freak type thing.
I think it'd be a good April Fool's joke. Everybody's, forgets it's April Fool's, they sign in for a race, and the car's going like...
What's your name? Sven van der Veld from the Netherlands has joined our little fun. I don't think I've seen him before. And the other person I'm looking for is we have changes in the liveries for the Stunt Possum BMWs. Let's have a look at them. Here's Stunt Possum number 1, Pat Fortune. I believe this is the one that hasn't changed. This is the classic Stunt Possum. I feel like this is a very you livery, Byron.
I do enjoy it. I enjoy the possum as mascot.
Let's find the other Stunt Possums, shall we? We're looking for Idris Cahill, and we are looking for D. Hines.
I like the Griffin car's got a big squawky bird on the side, like in that.
There's D. Hines.
D. Hines?
This is looking very similar. I wonder if they've gotten their liveries into the pack yet. Maybe not. Oh, okay, there's a little. Okay, I see it. It's the front. It's the front end.
You missed a bit of the trick there. It should be B. Hines or D's nuts, one or the other.
Well, I think it's just his name.
Yeah, but it'd still be funnier.
And we're looking for the last of the Stunt Possums, Idris Cahill, whom I'm not seeing. Maybe he's missing in action today. There is another stunt possum. That's Casey Jones, but Casey is racing a Ferrari. And therefore, I've never had a hard time telling his car apart from the BMWs. Very, very different looking vehicle. Where is Idris? Not seeing him. Must not have joined the circuit today. We do have Shenu Murasanu here for Cyber Racing. Shenu, you gave up on the Bentley. I'm let down, my man.
Shenu.
In fairness, I'm a big fan of the Cyber Racing gang. They're a bunch of really nice dudes, and they're making me actually semi-cheer for Porsches this season, which is amazing. Should be mentioned, Conrad Kuhn in the Mulchala Express Honda is actually a silver driver now. He's listed as iron, but that is incorrect. Hopefully I'll remember that over the course of the day. That is because he got promoted, and I guess the server entry list just hasn't been updated. See, I think you'll also like that the Griffin boys.
I did comment on that, yeah. I like the big squawky bird on the side and the green tires.
Just trying to think of anyone else's livery you might enjoy. I do like the, if you didn't know it was a Lambo, you definitely know it's a Lambo because of the livery, Steve Tetley. I do miss Steve Tetley's old livery. He was the one that had the 8-bit looking car before.
Oh, yeah.
And no longer does. And, of course, you'll recall the Rust Bucket, Richard Oakes.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Just trying to think of anybody else's livery you might get a kick out of that might appeal. I'll say Adam Stewart stands out. I don't know if I particularly like it, but it stands out.
Adam Stewart, not the Adam Stewart. As I live and gesticulate, it is the Adam Stewart. He is
the one who got me this job. When I say job, I mean mostly non-paid hobby. But
is that why he is driving the wisest of racing cars?
He's just part of Wise Racing. He's the only Wise Racing guy in the field, I think. But they got a couple of dudes up in Server 1 as well as Brandon Harvey. John Spriggs is on this team.
Ah, very nice. Mole.
Actually, John Spriggs showed up to last season's season opener, and they had him rated as a bronze driver. And I was like, immediately, like, that's wrong. That is not correct. And apparently he was very pleasantly surprised to hear my voice because he didn't know I was doing commentary for this community. He popped in after the race after he won. It was like, well, as I live and breathe. Oh, he's just running the lion speed. I was wondering what Garrett was running, but that's an in-game livery, so that's not anything of his design. He usually has cool stuff.
And he attacks fans? Is that what's going on there? Fan attack?
Fan attack. That's one of the largest hardware sim racing hardware companies.
I know.
It's Logitech, Fan Attack, and Thrustmaster, basically.
I was being a silly goose.
We also have Mike Golfer in the field.
Nice. Mike the Club Golfer.
Indeed. All right, so you guys know how it goes by now. We'll be starting off with the Iron drivers doing their laps and qualifying. They're the ones with the red number plate. And they're theoretically the slowest, although that's been a little hit and miss this season. The Iron dudes have been performing really well. 303 will be our first man. That is the Rothmans Porsche of Felix Kramrich from my one of my home countries of Croatia. I'll give you a quick championship rundown. Alright, coming into today, and we're getting towards the end of the season here. The Iron Championship is led by Nathan Gray on 82 points. Second place for Andreas Hansen, who I do not see in the field today, at 55. 52 for Max Cruz, who I also don't see. Kramrich is in fourth place on 51. And then it is D. Hines on 50. 40 for Pat Fortune. Those are the stunt possum BMWs. Clint Strobel's on 32. Mario Fajea on 28. Rian Lautre is 20. 14 for Werner Jacobs. 12 for Lucas Joubert. Thomas Boris has 10 points. And Bozer bringing up the back with 8 points. We also have a new Iron driver today. That is Sven. I've forgotten your last name. My apologies. But
Vanderveld.
Vanderveld. Yes. Thank you.
We have a Gingerbach in chat. What up, gangster?
Indeed. RC is always in the chat. Cheering on Nissans hopelessly.
You leave the Daihatsus alone.
All right. So our Kramrich could be one of our pace setters here. I picked him just because he's the furthest along in his lap, and he'll be assuming he doesn't screw up, first one to put up a lap time. But Kramrich has been one of the top performing irons pretty consistently in terms of single lap pace. He does have some in-race issues, I think, corresponding to maybe some lackluster internet issues. But has not necessarily put up the best results. I think he is the fastest driver in the iron field. It's just a matter of ironing things out and solving all of the reliability and consistency issues that they have. But
You really said ironing things out loud on purpose.
I did. Again, the car currently shown in 21st place, Conrad Kuhn, is not an iron driver anymore, so please ignore the fact that he has the iron red number plate. That is incorrect.
EM Iron Man.
In fact, if I'm not very much mistaken, he's pretty high up in the Silver Championship. Kuhn. Yeah, 8th place. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pardon me, 7th place in the standings.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9.
And Kramrich across the line, 133.352, setting the current bar. A couple of cars will be coming behind him. There's Lautre, 4.7 off. D. Hines is only a half second off. That's a good lap from D. Hines. In the Stunt Possum BMW, and teammate Pat Fortune jumping into second place. And Vanderveld into fourth. Vanderveld with a very good lap as well. Tight field. Lautre is already a second up on his time. Now, granted, it's not a very good time, but you gotta improve somewhere, I guess. Nathan Gray with a rather unimpressive opening lap. That's the championship leader in 9th place. Who's the Lambo back there? I don't recognize that livery. Looks nice.
Could be Christian Bale in the Lamborghini.
Probably not. Oh, I think it's Thomas Boris. Who I have more than once called Trevor Boris over the course of doing commentary.
What about Tiberius Boris?
Very impressive lap from Lautre, up to 7th place. And then down to 8th place as Boris comes across the line, confirming that is indeed Boris who's third in line there. And it's a McLaren, not a Lambo. Good lap going for Lucas Joubert right now. He's up over a second. The South African Griffin Racing. Griffin Sport Race Team, I believe, is the GSRT. I may be wrong on the sport part. Also on a very good lap is Nathan Gray, who might be going from dead last to pole position here. Watch it, watch it, watch it. There you go. Championship leader to the front. Representing the Los Patos Hermanos racing team.
Bueno.
Sven van der Velde in the Nissan.
I actually know a guy with the last name Vandervelde. He's a kooky bastard.
Can't say that I do.
He's very Dutch.
Trevor Boris has got a good lap going. Actually might have a shot at pole position right now. In the Lipton racing car. Right now, he would take pole. But he's got to hold it. Or do better on these last couple of seconds here. Here you go. Final stretch. And is it going to be pole for or for Thomas Boris?
Oh, big stretch.
Yes, it is. Boris to the front. Thomas, of course, was one of the drivers whose livery for the longest time wasn't correct in the package, and I would get a DM from him constantly being like, "Where's my livery?" Be like, "You gotta fix it in the pack." And he's finally done that. And I appreciate it. I like that livery. Joubert's got a decent little lap going right now. Should move him up past Vandervelt into 6th place.
See what happens when you hear that squealing sound in your engine, you gotta change your Vandervelt. Vandervelt's obviously loose.
Yes, indeed. We also have Boris, who's on a pretty decent lap. He's about 3/10 up right now. Limited iron crop today. We got 10 iron entries. Big day for Nathan Gray. His two closest rivals are not here.
Did he have them killed?
Possibly.
Efficient.
We're missing Andreas Hansen, Max Cruz, Mario Fajea, and Bozer from the field.
Maybe Fahey is off having some fish water.
And Boris does indeed improve to a 131.952. First guy into the 31s.
I mean, he's good at all, but I don't know if he can really cut it at Trackmania.
Thomas has been largely absent this season. He's had technical issues, but he did come home 5th place at Coda. And
awesome.
It would be lovely to get a pole position here to kind of announce his return to competition.
Competizione?
Yes. A lot of Iron Dudes abandoning their runs a bit early. They could have got another lap in. I'm just looking to see if anybody's got a good lap going, and not really. There's slight improvements from Gray and from Hines right now, but not enough to upset the grid. Still, I will bring us to the championship leader, Nathan Gray. Pretty dominant championship lead actually right now, 82 points to 55. Could theoretically be the could probably lock it up today actually with Hansen and Cruz not being present. He is on a 2-race winning streak, having won at Silverstone and Indianapolis. And he's on his last flying lap. Let's see what he can do.
After that, he's got to glide.
I don't think he's got much. Actually, if anybody's a threat to Boris's lap, it is Boris. He's currently up about a 10th.
Boris the Spider.
As the bronzes hit the track, Saha, Golfer, Young, Satai, Casey Jones, Marood, Matthew East, Ron Morley are all out on track.
Did you say Casey Jones?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god. Drive wearing a goalie mask?
Maybe.
Walk around with a cricket bat?
He might pop in for a post-race interview. He has been one of our regulars.
Delightful.
He's American.
I mean, we can't all be perfect.
All right, Boris is the last of the Iron drivers out there, so let's have a look and see who's going to be setting the pace for the lads in bronze. And the answer to that question is going to possibly be Silas Sitai of the lovely nation of Hungary. By the way, Silas still gets a shout out for doing all 6 hours of the endurance race that I commentated the other weekend.
Oh my god.
He was a solo entry, and him and Lucas Joubert, they did the whole damn thing.
Madness.
Nope, that is not going to help him. That's gonna be very illegal. All right, so it's the 32 that's going to be the pace setter. Where are you? That is championship leader Maciel Saha. Anyways, in the bronze championship, it is Saha leading by 2 points over Adam Stewart and 4 points over Sean Young in a very heated 3-way fight. It could easily be a 4-way fight. Mike Golfers on 49 points, Jeffrey Bacher on 44. That is for record-keeping purposes, 12 and 17 out of first place right now. Alan Herrera is on 32 points. Chris Stancer and Ron Morley are on 30. Casey Jones is on 29. Kerry Patton at 21. Idris Cahill, 19. Matthias Wiedemann, 10. Adrian Marood, who was my pick to win the championship, is on 9. So it's not happening. Silas Sitai is on 8 points, followed by Lucas Geese on 4, Matthew East on 2, and 0 on the board for Brandon Harvey and Garrett Vivieres.
If he races good enough, I would consider renaming that whole area to Saha, California.
Hello, Wiley, and also a very happy Thomas Boris with his 131.9 and current pole position.
Cha-cha.
Frody in chat is Thomas Boris. Let's see if Saha is taking that pole away from him right now. Yep, not surprised. Saha over a single lap is a very quick driver. Casey Jones goes 4th quickest in the Stunt Possum Ferrari. And Sean Young immediately displaces him for 4th place. Maroon goes 7th. Waiting to see who comes across the line here. Ron Morley, P8. Mike Golfer's on a good lap, it looks like. Sporting the Red Bull Porsche livery. Golfer's just been chipping away. Like, he's had no particularly great performances, but he's been 5th, 4th, 7th, 6th, and 4th again. Like, he's not been on the podium at all, but he is 4th in the championship. So that 133 has been living up to its name so far. Saha still on pole, followed by Boris Gray, Young, and Jones. Again, Conrad Kuhn, listed with the wrong number plate. He will be listed as a silver driver for result purposes. But it looks like he did not have his place on the entry list upgraded as apropos his rating change.
What's this about Edgar Allan Poe?
Apropos, not Edgar Allan.
Apropos? You mean apple pie?
No. Although that would be delicious right now. Golfer goes 3rd quickest. Ron Morley's got a good lap going here. He's up almost a second. That should jump him up quite a bit. And it does. Top 5 for the Purple People Eater.
I think it would be hilarious if Mike Golfer ended up in 4th place.
Shedi Murasanu making his season debut. Veteran of the Evolution Racing Academy, but it is his first race today. And moving up into 17th spot. Switching over from the Bentley to the Porsche. I want to say that's the most difference you can make in a car change of all time. Like, just two cars that have nothing similar to each other. Aside from being very expensive. Matthew East apparently has a decent little improver up here, almost a full second. This would drop him up into... Well, he'd still be 19th, but he'd be closer to like Clip Strobel, Shenimur Sanu than he would be to Luxray Jacobs.
But how close would he be to Hercules?
Well, we don't have anyone named Hercules, so...
Why not?
We don't have any Greek drivers, I think is largely the problem. Or if we do, they're up in server 1. One moment while I get a little sample of audio for comparison purposes. One moment while I get a little sample of audio. Yep, we look good. We sound good to my ear anyways. If the chat disagrees, please feel free to. I have no good ear, as can be attested.
My pop filter keeps falling off of the thing. I'm going to need to hot glue that sucker.
I've got the pop sleeve for my microphone now.
Oh, very nice. I should get one of those. Although I'd be a little concerned my cat would tear it to pieces.
Yeah, just basically, it came with the current arm I'm using, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Mike Golfer currently on a pretty good lap. Not a pole threatener, but it should move him up past Sean Young anyways. Maybe, just maybe, has a shot at Thomas Boris, but I don't think so. Comes to the line. And this should be good enough for third place. And it is. Chris Stancer in the McLaren's got a bit of a decent lap going on here. Should actually put him up quite a bit because he's in a group of the field that's like quite close together. And currently flirting with 3 to 4 tenths of improvement right now. Would be a fairly massive improvement. Also, before I forget, I'm going to mute my phone.
Oh, turn it up. I'm going to text you.
And Stancer does indeed go fast enough for 12th. Also got some improvement from Garrett Vivier. Is this what I'm going with as pronunciation for that name? This is only the second race I've had Garrett before, so I'm a little uncomfortable. Currently is up over a half second, so this should... Well, the problem is he's about 6 tenths behind the next car, so actually there's not really a lot of improvement. There's not going to be actually an improvement of position, just of gap. But still, right now it's the most exciting thing going on. Biggest improvement outside of Matthew East. So we'll give him a little bit of shine. Oh, Mike Golfer's off the track somewhere. And returns.
He's off of the weeds. You gotta keep it on the fairway, dude.
Golfer is done. Morley is also done. And Garrett ended up not really improving that much, actually. Kind of lost a lot of time in that third sector. Adrian Marud. Not in the Honda this season. He's in the Lamborghini. And unfortunately, I think that's been a problem.
Problem or opportunity?
Also the Nubs Racing team have had some tragedy in their ranks, so that's probably not helped. I would say that there are things going on that perhaps supersede racing.
Oh, I was going to make an Icarus joke, but I won't do that now.
Oop, off the track. That didn't invalidate the lap, but it did definitely cost some time. Sean Young's got a decent lap going on here. He's, of course, a former Iron champion and in contention for the bronze title this season. Currently finds himself third in the championship, 4 points out of first place. It'll be 5 if Saha keeps that pole position, though. And that is going to still be 4th place, but a new personal best for the Cyber Racing Porsche. All right. And with that, that is it for the bronzes. The silvers hit the center stage. Who is
you have 22 seconds.
Matt Gale, the championship leader, is at the front. So that's a pole for Maciel Saha, who pulls 3 points ahead of Adam Stewart now. In the Silver Championship, it is this man, Matt Gale, leading the way with 75 points. Bearded X Badass, who is right behind him in the Mustang, 67 points. Richard Oakes in the Rust Bucket has got 64. L. Perry in the Stealth Bomber is on 55. 41 for Professional Hater in the Audi. 31 for Robert Volt. Oral Jaws on 29. 24 for the newcomer Conrad Kuhn. Mickey Taylor's on 20. Dennis Hooks on 18. Jack Biddle's on 15. Then it's David Slater. He's on 14. 6 for Isaac Jordan. 1 for Steve Tetley. And 0 for Andy Antoine. So right here we've got 3 of the main contenders for the title. We got Gale, Bearded X Badass, and Professional Hater in a line. Is that Hater? If that is Hater, he's not using his usual livery. Yep, that is Hater. Normally Hater sports the Barbie doll livery, but not today. Today!
Maybe today he's being unprofessional.
I was going to say, today he's Mr. Breaker. He's got his serious pants on. Alright, let's see what times they've got. Gale goes 8th quickest, Hater goes 5th, and Badass goes 9th. There you go. Let's see what the Stealth Bomber has to offer. L. Perry. His livery is very stealthy and very Tron.
Very gunmetal. Little OD green.
Comes to the line. Let's see what the Nissan's got. Looks like that was an illegal lap at some point. So no improvement, no legal lap put. Hater's currently a half second up. Thomas Boris in chat saying there's no way he's still in second place. Well, you are, Thomas. The pressure is on. Richard Oakes is currently the fastest of the silvers. He's in 4th place. And he's on a decent lap. There is the Rust Bucket. Not threatening pole position with this lap, but should move up past Golfer and Boris. Come on, Silvers. You've been beaten to pole position 3 times this season. That's not supposed to happen. There you go. Oaks goes 2nd quickest. Steve Tetley in the Lambo. Currently up about a half second to 6/10. See what he can do. Good enough for 7th. Mickey Taylor, also improving about a half second. And he'll move up into 14th. And that's L. Perry in behind going 9th quickest. David Slater has not left the pit lane yet. It looks like he may be qualifying banned. The Evolution Racing Academy will sometimes ban somebody from qualifying if they've been particularly naughty. And force them to start from the back of the pack.
No, start from the middle of the pack only. Maximum carnage.
And of course, we need to get Byron his prerequisite helicopter time.
Yay, helicopter cam! Copter cam is best cam.
Yeah, I got 2 TV cams and a copter cam to work with. Hader's up about 8/10 right now. This would be a pretty big lap for him if he can get it across the line. Moving from 14th to 3rd. There you go. Feel like this little trio is where the action is. This is Gale, Hader, and Gale, Hader, and Badass. Badass's lap is invalid. So Matt Gale currently is on the move, as well as L. Perry. And Perry is going to go 7th quickest to get. Seems addicted to that spot.
Any relation to Perry Saturn?
Conrad Kuhn making his debut in the silver category. Previously was an iron, so he got jumped up 2 categories. Makes sense, he was the iron winner at Coda. And has generally been a pretty solid hand. And that's going to be an invalid lap. Yep. It's a shame he had a good one going there. Oh, we have a late joinee. Oral Ja is here today.
Any relation to Oral Hershiser?
Wrong spelling of oral, so I'm going to go with no.
Well, gosh.
More likely to be related to Aurelian Panis.
Interesting.
That was a warm-up lap, so no legal time post. L. Perry's up 2/10 at the moment. Which should put him in the top 5. Assuming he can hold it. Not quite. Lost a little bit of time in the 3rd sector there. Still, good enough for 6th. Jackson Biddle. I was worried he'd vanish at the start of this year. He was a pretty solid racer last season, and then just didn't show up for the first couple of races this season. Recently started coming back and picked up a podium at Indianapolis.
Very nice.
Finishing behind the professional Hader and Richard Oakes on that day. He is swapped over from Honda to Aston Martin.
You try out the Edsels.
Lost a bit of time there. He was up a couple of tenths, but that run through there is not so good. Kuhn's up of 2nd, if he can get it to the finish line here. Where is that going to put him? That's going to put him about 24th, if he can hold it. Yep. Gets the job done. Bearded X Badass is up about 2/10. He's pretty early in the lap. Plenty of time to build on that. Plenty of time to piss it away as well. He's got a shot at pole here. He's going to have to nail this 3rd sector.
One could say that he's currently dancing around the pole.
He is dancing around that pole right now. be on it right this second. And now he's not on it. That's how close it is. By the way, Oral Shah, that is a troubling ping marker beside your name there. That is very red. Okay. Well, I think the pole threat is gone. But he could still nail Richard Oakes. He does not. Here's Oral Shah. Moving up a couple of spots. Is there anybody else who's still on a time lap? There is, but it's L. Perry, and he's currently not bettering his time. It's not impossibly off, but yeah, that's not gonna be an improvement for the 6th place car. All right. So let me quickly have a look at the standings. Pole position in the silver class going to 3rd place man Richard Oakes. And that moves him 10 points off of Matt Gale in the championship. So it's still Gale on 75, Bearded X Badass, and Oakes have a chance to take that lead at the end of today. We'll see if they can. Should be mentioned, Oakes is kind of handicapped by the fact that he's scored points at every race, so he has a drop score incoming. In fairness, so does Badass and so does Gale, so actually that's not a huge deal. In fact, his is the lowest, so actually he's in a bit of the driver's seat there. He's the only driver that currently shows with a drop score because he's officially scored points at every round.
Yeah.
Just do a quick update of the standings little cheat sheet I have here. I like to keep track of things as things go on. Oh, can I get any confirmation that David Slater was actually qualification banned? I don't see anything in chat.
As in, he got banned from qualifying?
Yeah, because he didn't post the lap time.
Oh.
Let's get the
Is he just
Helicam
like
out.
really bad at qualifying, therefore he's been banned from doing it?
No, if you have a penalty, if you have enough penalties, you get a qualification ban in the series.
Oh.
So, and I know Slater's he's been in the war, shall we say. All right, so the grid, Maciel Saha taking pole position not just for the bronze category, but overall. Richard Oakes will join him on the front row, followed by Bearded X Badass and Thomas Boris, the iron pole sitter. Mike Golfer and L. Perry are on row 3. Professional Hater and Matt Gale are on row 4. Row 5 for Sean Young and Steve Tetley. Row 6 for Jack Biddle and Ron Morley. Row 8 for Oral Shah and Nathan Gray, the Iron Championship leader. Casey Jones and Mickey Taylor on row 8. Row 9 for Garrett Viviers and Felix Kramerich. Adam Stewart and Adrian Marood are on row 10. Row 11 for Silas Sichai and Chris Stancer. Row 12 for the returning Shanu Murasanu and the recently promoted Conrad Kuhn. Row 13 is all stunt possum all day. Pat Fortune and Dee Hines. Lucas Joubert and Sven Vandervelde at row 14. Clinton Strobel and Matthew East, row 15. And bringing up the back, we have Rian Lautre and Werner Jacobs. And then we have the potentially starting, potentially not starting, potentially qualifying band, David Slater at the back of the pack. Penalties here for the first pit stop of the day. Maciel Saha, Richard Oakes are both on 5 seconds. Thomas Boris is on 45 seconds of penalties? What did you do? 10
I think he might have kicked the baby.
And 10 seconds for professional hater. Well, I have good news for the 159. You're starting in 4th place. That's really good. That's an incredibly good performance for an iron driver. On the downside, you do have 45 seconds abilities. So that's it's going to be a hard one. If anybody in chat has somebody they would like us to roll with at the start, please let me know. We never know where action at the start is going to kick off. Sometimes it's at the front, sometimes it's at the back, sometimes it's in the middle. It could be anywhere, and we'll see. I mean, there's a couple of drivers who sometimes are a little bit how should I put this chippy.
Elbows up, boys.
There is David Slater. He is on the track at the very back. So it looks like he is going to take participation today. I was, for the longest time, for some reason, thinking that his livery was Milwaukee beer. And here's the funny thing. There is literally a Milwaukee Tools tape measure on my desk. And the fact that track tool team never occurred to me that it was the Milwaukee Tool logo on that car. Let me see if I can get a better view of the livery. Not really. I guess I could go... There it is. Wing camera from Rion Latre.
Yes, dude, that is the Milwaukee Tool logo.
I know. I have it literally right in front of me with the tape measure. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what the deal was.
Dang kids and their drugs.
I'm not on drugs. Well, those kind of drugs. Bearded X Badass is in the pit lane. What, interesting. So the Mustang will start from the pits. That is, that could be a blessing, could be a curse. But pole position will belong to the number 32 of Maciel Saha. The bronze championship leader looking to stretch his legs. He won at Hungary. He won in Indianapolis. He took a podium at Donington. Silverstone was a nightmare. But aside from that, it's been pretty good for him. Holds a 3-point lead over Adam Stewart and a 5-point lead over Sean Young. And a 13-point lead over Mike Golfer. And an 18-point lead over Jeffrey Bacher. By far the closest championship we've got. Now, keep in mind, the problem with the pit lane start for Bearded X Badass is that might cause a shuffling of the grid. And we did see in Indianapolis a couple of people picked up drive-through penalties because of the shuffle. So hopefully everybody reacts accordingly. Byron, do you have any predictions today?
I believe that there will be a man who will emerge victorious.
Most likely. Either that or they'll all die in a horrible fire where the server goes out. I mean, that's an option.
That is an option.
That could happen. You looking forward to the Super Hulk tournament there, Byron? And your chance to win 1 million yen.
1 million yen, that's like $19. Exchange rate's not great.
I think it's more than 19. All right. I didn't mean to change there. All right, here we go.
In chat from South Africa. Greetings, South Africa.
Green light, green light.
We are off. Saha and Richard Oakes side by side heading into the first corner for the race lead here at Valencia. Keeping my eyes peeled for anybody horribly off the track. And at the moment, we got a yellow flag out for Shanu Murasanu, but nothing too bad happening. Saha does retain the lead, and actually it was Thomas Boris looking racy against Richard Oakes there. Top 5 rounded out by Professional Hater and Matt Gale. Top 10 by Mike Golfer, Sean Young. Oral Jaz had a phenomenal start. Jack Biddle and L. Perry. I just said he had a phenomenal start, and then he went off track. Oh, Jack Biddle sideways.
Oh boy.
On the track.
Boy.
That could cause a bit of a pileup. Mickey Taylor caught up in that. Silas Satai caught up in that. Couple others. Conrad Kuhn. Werner Jacobs. And at the front, it is still Saha leading for Poland. Oakes in second. Boris in third. Professional Hater fourth. Matt Gale, the championship leader, in fifth. Followed by Mike Golfer, Sean Young, L. Perry, Casey Jones, and Nathan Gray. So all the championship leaders are in the top 10. Biddle has continued on his way, although at the back of the pack. If you want to see him, there he is. All right. Side-by-side action. Professional Hater going for third place against Thomas Boris. Audi v. McLaren. And the Audi is through. Very late on the brakes there, though. Whew. Oh, and in the background, Mike Golfer with an opportunistic move against Matt Gale, but ends up off the track, and I think he's going to lose that back to Gale. Indeed, he will. Yellow flag out for Oral Jaz, who I'm trying to select and having no luck doing so. Keeps moving on the timing board. There we go. Finally picked him up, and it's not going to him. Okay. That could be a ping issue. So Saha leads from Richard Oakes. The two of them are more or less pulling away. Hater in third place, followed by Boris, Gale, Golfer, Sean Young, L. Perry, Casey Jones, and Nathan Gray. A couple cars off the track. That's Adrian Marood sideways on the track in the Lambo. He'll rejoin. Looking a little beat up, and also Shanu Murasanu. Oh, I hit replay by mistake. My apologies. We might still see what happened. Nope, we will not. Jack Biddle making an early pit stop. Not surprising. That appears to be damage to his diffuser. Sean Young and L. Perry going at it. L. Perry has just taken that spot away from Sean Young. He's got his sights set on Mike Golfer next. By the way, interesting note here. Perry and Gale are the only two guys near the front for the silver class that do not have penalties today. So that could play to their advantage. Chris Stancer and Rion Lautre going side by side. Lautre, by the way, having a great start. We don't usually see him up this far. Bearded X Badass trying to make his way through the grid behind there in the American flag Mustang. And that's the side-by-side action. Stancer should get through. That's also David Slater, who started at the back of the pack, coming through as well in the Milwaukee Tools Lambo. X Badass next up to try to... Oh! Slater off. Not sure what happened to him there. He might have gotten to the back of a Badass, and the Mustang bit back. Lautre making that fairly easy for Bearded X Badass to get through. Realizing that's probably not his fight. The fight he needs to be worried about is with the 737 of Clinton Strobel and the 139 of Lucas Joubert. Felix Kramrich on the tail of Silas Sitai. Kramrich runs in third amongst the irons right now, behind Boris and Nathan Gray. And right behind him is Garrett Vivieres.
Crazy French bastard.
South African, I do believe.
Pretty close.
Mm-hmm. The South African flag. We have a number of South Africans in the field.
It's a good Africa.
Mickey Taylor on the tail of Adam Stewart. And just overtook him, actually, as I went to him there. Ferrari's moving up in the world, up to 18th spot. And side-by-side action. Stewart's not done with him. The orange Lexus making the move.
Yell about
Wise
the orange
racing car
crest.
back up. In the background there, Chris Stancer looking for an overtake of Lucas Joubert. I don't quite think that that's on, though. And I think it's more likely, actually, Stancer loses that spot to Bearded X Badass in the American flag Mustang. No, never
I
mind.
vote that we have.
He did get him.
I vote we have random rumble strips planted in the track from here on out.
It's not racing, sir. This is not combat racing, sir. This is racing.
Why not?
For that, you need to wait for my stream on Tuesday.
Set phasers to fun.
I'll be testing out my first impressions of Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks.
Very nice.
Oral Shaw in the pit lane. And Lucas Joubert getting a little bit deep on the exit. Gives Bearded X Badass a run, but nope, Steve Tetley off the track. Lambo is sideways.
Is that a Lamborghini?
Let's see if we can see what happened to him. It's one of the stunt possums behind him, but nah, that's a self-induced spin. Just took a little bit too much of the inside curb there. L. Perry on the tail of Mike Golfer, bringing Sean Young with him. Fast slap of the race, by the way, 31.64 for Saha. And Pat Fortune off the track and losing a spot there to Mickey Taylor. Side by side. Taylor will not get it. And Fortune in the OG Stunt Possum livery remains in front. Sean Young looking at the back end of L. Perry. This is forming into a Matt Gale train. Gale, Golfer, Perry, and Young.
Sounds like the weirdest law firm ever.
A little bit. Could it be perhaps a fantasy sports lawyer team?
Indeed.
Sean Young is the best fantasy sports lawyer in existence. He's also the only one, which makes him the worst. We have, for the record, lost somebody from the race. Looks like Oral Shaw might be the culprit. I know he had a very unimpressive looking ping marker earlier in the race, so that could be a sorry guys, I'm kind of screwed retirement. Matthew East getting relegated a couple of spots. But that's probably normal. He's a little bit higher up than he's used to being, if we're being honest. And he's coming back down to earth slowly. Click Strobel up. Oh! Lautre having a moment there. It's going to give Murasanu a run. To the inside. He's got it. That is the Lambo Steve Tetley tagging onto the back.
What? Listen, corn dogs are good, but I don't know why you detoured to that far to get one.
Clinton Strobel with a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Mike Golfer thinking about a move again on Matt Gale. He's tried for one here before. Golfer currently poised to take his first bronze podium of the season. He's been the best performing driver not to have one. Sitting fourth in the overall standings. The Gale manages to squirt away. And now far from being the hunter, Golfer is now the huntee. As Lucas Joubert appears to have maybe had an incident. Yep. Shannon Marsano, I think, getting into him. Pardon me, that may not have been Murasanu. That may have been that was Matthew East. My apologies. Wrong cyber racing Porsche. Door banging fun is sometimes applicable, but not always. Joubert up on the back of Shannon Murasanu.
You think they're watching Days of Thunder on the onboard dash computer?
Could be, but that would be some impressive dual wielding. Pat Fortune's got some pressure coming for him. That is Chris Stancer right up behind him. And right behind him is Bearded X Badass. It'll be interesting to hear from Badass after the race, if he pops in, what the deal with the pit lane start was. As he overtakes both of them! He bumps his way past Stancer, takes Fortune, and Stancer somehow hangs on around the outside of Fortune as well. Really happy I got that on camera. That might be the overtake of the day. Felix Kramrich on the tail of Sachai still. And behind them, Garrett Viviers has caught up. Ooh, to the inside. Nope. No move. Viviers looking at them like a hungry dog looking at a bone. He's had some issues with attendance this season and would really like a solid result here today. We've lost another driver. Looks like Jack Biddle. So we've lost Oral Jha and Jack Biddle, I think. Now, the beauty of ACC that doesn't apply to Race Room, which me and Byron usually do, is you can rejoin if you had technical difficulties. So,
oh, that's nice.
Both of those drivers could theoretically rejoin the server. But for now, they are in the DNF pile.
How convenient.
You just lose any laps, obviously, that you weren't, out here for. But essentially, the game keeps track of your cars basically like it's in the pits. Kramrich, whoa! Trying to get around the outside there, and that did not work out. Viviers will go through.
I can feel it, Vivi, in the airs tonight.
So, let's say that I wanted to race in this race. I could still join this server right now.
Do it. Do it now.
Surprise! He's coming out of the booth.
Just make sure you get in front of the leader and drive real slow and wide.
I need to come up with a Vampiro-esque alternate ego. The whole, the Pentagon, Lucha Underground. You're not facing Ian Hodgkinson. You are facing Vampiro!
You could be Megalesh.
I already basically did that with the Miguel Magalesh. Which I am proud that everyone figured out, even without being told.
I enjoyed it.
I think it was when I was doing some practice laps. Who was it? Who came up behind me? Somebody came up behind me and is like, I know that driving. I know who this is. Bearded X Badass looking to make a move here on D Hines. He's gotten past one stunt possum. Now he needs to get past another.
That would be impossible.
Chris Dancer, by the way, has just been kind of following him through the grid going, oh, you got overtaken by Bearded X Badass? Don't mind if I do.
Impossible.
There goes the Mustang through. I've heard the Mustang's a little bit overpowered, but admittedly the performance here in Evolution Racing Academy has not really supported that necessarily. Felix Kramrich going side by side with Viviers and making the overtake. For oh boy! Oh boy!
Yeah!
Silas Satai's coming out the worst of that. He got forced out a bit wide. Now Adam Stewart on the attack. These are all bronze cars except for the Rothmans Porsche of Kramrich. He's an iron. One of the faster irons for sure. Currently on the podium. And a very outside championship contender. Nathan Gray has got this largely wrapped up. And oh! Stewart sends Satai off into the nether realm.
Oh boy.
Now, in fairness, let me see if I get a replay of that. I don't fault Adam for this, at least from what I saw, but I want a closer look. Maybe from the Helicam will be our best bet. So we went with the full 30-second replay here, just to make sure I could get it. So let's see here. Adam goes up the inside. All good so far. Yeah, I'd say that's Satai trying to close a door that needed to remain open. That was, I think, a fair overlap for the 64 car.
I think Adam Stewart did that on purpose using his Jedi mind powers.
I don't think so. Also, having raced against Adam Stewart, I don't think there's any Jedi mind powers.
That's what you've been brainwashed into believing. That's how good he is.
You can't brainwash me. It involves me having a brain that can be washed.
It involves using a really special brush.
Santa, we're having a little snap of oversteer there. And that's going to give Steve Tetley in the Lambo a run. Oop, little contact. Bearded X Badass has got his sights on another one. This time it's Mickey Taylor. Mustang v Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari, let's go!
You can do it.
And Badass down the inside. Taylor doesn't fight that too hard. Probably felt that like that was a little bit inevitable.
Something you should have gone.
Haven't checked in on the leader in a while. That's Maciel Saha lapping Werner Jacobs in the Mustang. It's quite a ways out in the lead. Fastest lap of the race belongs to him. 1:34.64. And into the pits goes one of the Cyber Racing Porsches. I do believe that is Matthew East. There is second place in the Rust Bucket. Richard Oakes. And in third place in the distance there is the Audi of Professional Hater.
Dead man parking.
Matt Gale on the tail of Thomas Boris. L. Perry in behind. Perry did get past Golfer. Apologies for missing that. But it must have happened while we were looking at something else. David Slater going very slowly.
Slater, just look at it.
What's up with slow? That is not good. That is not a healthy car.
It's fine. It's red. It'll go fast.
Shannon Burasanu touring the sand trap. And Chris Stancer has gotten past D. Hines.
The behind D. Hines?
The Beehive is behind the Stancer with the classic McLaren livery. Very Bruce McLaren. Moderately surprised that they didn't focus on Bruce McLaren at all during the Ford v Ferrari movie, actually.
I mean, I think it's because that's not a real person.
He was one of the drivers for the Ford team. I do believe he won the Le Mans 24-hour that year. He was in the car that beat Christian Bale's.
But I thought we established in the historical documentation that Christian Bale won everything.
Everything but Le Mans. That is the big deal. Is he won everything else you can win as an endurance racer that year. He won Sebring. He won everything except Le Mans. That was why it would have been such a massive deal. And then, of course, died at the absolute apex of his powers.
Mm-hmm.
He was very much at the strike. He was very much not at the strike me down, and I will become twice as powerful.
Maybe he has. He got to be Christian Bale eventually.
That's true. I mean, he is probably one of 5 race car drivers non-racing fans can probably name because of Christian Bale.
Tell the lady that you are built just like Christian Bale. Just don't tell her which version.
It's like Niki Lauda, James Hunt, and Ken Miles. It's like it. There's the question: Who do you want playing you in a biopic? Boole, Hemsworth, or Christian Bale?
I think the only true answer is Lou Ferrigno.
El Perry getting past Matt Gale after a mistake. A couple of cars in the pits. Werner Jacobs is in the orange Mustang there. He's getting lapped. So nothing terribly interesting happening there. He's just here to try to pick up a... Really, I don't think Werner's... Oh, no!
Oh, boy. Whoa, is that going to get worse?
Matt, I got to put that on you, Matt. If you look at this,
snitch?
I don't know where Werner's supposed to go there. You turned across him. He gave you the corner. I don't really know. Gale rejoins behind Ron Morley.
He gave you the corner and you gave him the corner.
Ron Morley, formerly known as Ron Stop Action. Kramrich has gotten up past Viviers. Nathan Gray's had a quiet day, but a good one. He's up to 7th place on the tail of Mike Golfer. Who's done their pit stops? Top pit stopper is Murasanu. We got Murasanu, East, and Van der Velde. Currently in the pits is Dave Slater. And Gale's gotten up past Ron Morley. Pardon me. Jesus. Sean Young, next up on his list.
I believe it's Sean
I imagine that'll be a fairly easy overtake because Young and him are teammates. If I'm on the cyber racing wall, I'm like, get out of his way. Get out of his way. Championship leader coming through. Morley's trying to make this complicated, though. By being there to threaten if need be. Beardex Badass has picked up a spot over Adam Stewart. Is Adrian Marood getting lapped in the yellow and black car. Cyber racing on cyber racing, not going to be terribly dramatic. Matt Gale through to 9th place. Got a yellow flag out from Mickey Taylor. And the 15-second replay does not help us out. He's apparently been off track for 15 seconds. So that might be... That kind of reads to me as a technical failure, a steering wheel, or a pedal issue.
R.I.P.
Lucas Schubert in the pits. And El Perry all over the back of Boris. By the way, up ahead of them is... that is the Beamer of Clinton Strobel, who is... Well, it's seen better days. The front end is clearly quite damaged. I like that view. That's a really good camera angle.
Hell yeah.
Let's see if El Perry can make his way further up the pecking order here. As Felix Kramrich hits the pit lane. Pitting from 3rd place in iron. Also, it is the 808 Lambo of Steve Tetley. And El Perry gets the job done against Boris and moves on his way. Ron Morley up on the tail of Sean Young. Pit stop situation. Kramrich rejoined quite quickly. But the top pit stopper will be Kramrich at the moment. Has Clinton Strobel right behind him. Not really a battle, though. Strobel still has to pit. Mike Golfer is in. And Boris is still going at it with the stealth bomber. And he's got that spot back. This has got to be a real pain in the ass for Perry because Boris is an iron driver, which means he's not really in this fight. But number 2, and probably most importantly, he's got 45 seconds of penalties. So, if you want his actual position right now, it's about 13th place.
That sounds like he needs to drive 12 places faster.
And Perry just wants to get through. Oop, Morley in the wall. Let's see what happened to Ron Morley here.
Something
was tracing.
immoral.
Oh, just lost the back end. How do you lose the back end of the BMW M4, boys? Come on. Pat Fortune, D. Hines for Stunt Possum in the pits, along with Garrett Viviers, Richard Oakes, and Professional Hater heading down the aisle as well. And El Perry is going to finally stop dicing with Thomas Boris and say, let me in. Clinton Strobel coming to get his front end picks as well. So a lot of pit stops going on right now. Makes sense. We're about halfway through. Masio Saha goes on. Thomas Boris. Nathan Gray is always channeling his inner Max Simmons. Casey Jones. Matt Gale continuing. Sean Young continuing in 6th place. Also Bearded X Badass. It's one of the stunt possums rejoining. The 154, that is Pat Fortune. It's Steve Tetley, who's also not battling with Badass because he is a car that is already pitted. Mickey Taylor, still at the side of the road, so looks like his day might be done. Mickey, if you would like to hop in and give us an interview, that would be perfectly fine. Steve Tetley picking up a spot. Who's the highest in the pecking order of the pit stoppers? Looks like it is Richard Oakes in 11th place. Along with Hayter, Perry, Golfer, Kramrich, Viviers, Hines, Tetley, Fortune, and Joubert. Saha was showing as a yellow flag there for a moment, but I think that it was an error.
Does the yellow flag mean you really have to pee?
Yellow flag means you're generally off the track, or you've hit the wall, or, you know, something bad has happened. Casey Jones in the pits. Out of curiosity, what's our pit stop time today? About 1:10. So where is Oakes in relation to Saha? Gonna be close. Gonna be close. It's about 1:15 right now.
1:15 per tire?
Gap between Saha and Oakes, and it's about 1:10 on the pits. So it's plus a 5-second penalty for Saha. So it's gonna be close. What's Saha doing right now as far as lap times are concerned? 31.947. Okay, maybe it's not going to be that much of a problem. And Silas Sachai also playing a role here because he's holding up Richard Oakes. So Oakes is fed out into traffic and really needs to get clear here. Or he really needs Sachai to pit and get out of his way. But as the rules are, Sachai is under no obligation to get out of the way. This is not a blue flag situation, even though they are really not racing each other. Sachai is allowed to build that wall as deep as he wants.
Mr. Gorbachev, let's go to the Great Wall Restaurant.
Break down this wall. Oakes is through. Oh, maybe not. Yes, he is. I don't think Sachai can hang around the outside like that. Joubert going at it with Conrad Kuhn. Kuhn ending up off the track. Large number of cars in the pits right now. Sean Young, Bearded X Badass, Matt Gale, Adam Stewart, Thomas Morris all in. Sanu recovering from something involving him and Adrian Marood. And
was
Taylor
a
is still
drinking
parked at the
contest?
side of the road. Alright, Saha is in the pits. The car we're interested in as far as Saha is concerned is Richard Oakes, the number 20, which is making its way through the late stages of Sector 2. Heading through the second to last hit, or the double apex right now. We'll see if he can get out in front. That's Adam Stewart departing. And that is, I believe, Thomas Boris also coming out of the pit lane. So the number 20 is just about to finish off the second sector. There it is. Can, with penalty, Saha's crew get this done before that car comes around? If so, it's going to be first place for Maciel Saha in the pecking order. And he's going to get out there in more than enough time Richard Oakes is just coming through the final corner. And it's not even as close as I thought it would be, honestly. Nathan Gray has the lead at the moment, but he still has to pit along with Silas Sachai, Adrian Marood. I'm pretty sure Marood was in the pits earlier, so something might be going wrong with his pit stop. Taylor and Slater also have to pit, but, Slater is in the pit lane, and Taylor has been perched at the side of the road for some time. Sachai losing out to Hayter. Mike Golfer is having a phenomenal day right now. He's currently in 6th place, but he's got 2 cars that have to pit ahead of him. So he's in a net P4, which will be 2nd place amongst the bronzes, which is very impressive. So I don't think Gray or Sachai are really players in this battle, to be honest.
I thought we were saving 4 for the golfer.
Well, he is going to be in 4th place. Viviers and Kramrich, I feel like, have been fighting the entire race. Porsche on Porsche crime.
The best kind.
Kramrich, by the way, has picked up 2nd place as a result of the long penalty for Thomas Boris. How far down has Boris fallen? So he's behind. He's still 3rd place, so not too bad. Managed to come out ahead of Dean Hines, as well as Lucas Joubert. This is literally the only battle going on right now, so we'll be here for a bit.
Give them hockey sticks. They can try smacking each other when they try and pass.
We do that when we go to Mosport. Oh, there's the race leader in Nathan Gray. Gray could leave here today the champion of Iron. It is mathematically possible.
I would like to
drive-through penalty for
to
Pat Fortune. Where is Gray going to come out? Somewhere around... Probably somewhere around Sean Young, Casey Jones.
Noted 80s movie star Sean Young.
No, not that Sean Young. And not that Casey Jones either.
God dang.
Nobody else is within a second of each other, so yeah, we're still doing the Kramrich versus Viviers fight.
To the death.
This is over. What'll eventually become 11th place. At some point, Sachai is going to have to pit, and that's going to put him behind them. Actually, Gray came out much higher than I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to be around 8th or 9th. Wound up in 5th. So, good work to the Nathan Gray pit crew. They did a phenomenal job. Actually, one of the fastest pit stops today. 3rd quickest. Fastest belongs to Casey Jones, so congratulations to the 313 pit crew. You have done a A+ job. Boris is taking chunks out of Adam Stewart at the moment, so that might turn into a battle eventually. Sajai is finally in the pits. Your Max Simmons Award winner, Byron.
Excellent. Well done. Resist the urge to pit. Pitting his weakness, leaving the body. Or, no, wait, hold on.
He did go over 40 minutes.
Cha-cha-cha.
Got himself up and running in 4th place. Kind of interested where he's going to come out here. Let's see. Let's pop up the map. Didn't really do any math on the matter. And 42 car is lapped. He'll come out behind Stewart, I think, for sure, as well as Boris. Yep, and he's moving. And he'll come out ahead of D. Hines. Should, anyways. Hines is getting... Well, maybe not. Maybe not. This might be close. Hines is the 976. And the Stunt Possum's going to get him. So we got ourselves another battle. So with all pit stops handled, Maciel Saha leads the way, followed by the Rust Bucket of Richard Oakes, Professional Hater in 3rd place in the Audi, Nathan Gray in a very powerful 4th place for Los Patos Hermanos, Mike Golfer in 5th place, El Perry in 6th, followed by Matt Gale, Casey Jones, Sean Young, and Bearded X Badass, your top 10. And Adam Stewart having a spin and nearly taking Thomas Boris with him. As far as the class standings go, it is the bronze category leading the way with Maciel Saha, followed by Mike Golfer, Casey Jones, Sean Young, and Garrett Viviers. In the silver category, it is Richard Oakes, Professional Hater, El Perry, Matt Gale, and Bearded X Badass, your top 5. In the iron category, it is Nathan Gray, Felix Kramers, Thomas Boris, D. Hines, and Lucas Joubert. Notably, Adam Stewart running in 8th place for the silver or the bronze category. That is going to be rough for his championship hopes. He came in today just 2 points behind Saha, but he was out-qualified. Saha got the pole point, and now is in for a pretty big haul of points in the race.
He's going to get at least 3 points.
He'll get 20, as it stands.
So we're both right.
Sven van der Velt making a recovery from an off. And Mike Golfer also had a moment. Losing out to El Perry. Adam Stewart hunting Sachai and Stancer. This is pretty important, but I think this is a race that maybe the Adam Stewart Championship campaign has come to a crashing halt.
No.
He needed to minimize the damage to Saha having a really good day, and it's not happened. He's currently 8th place. 6th and 7th are within striking distance. You can see them right there. But after that, it's D. Hines, Boris, and Kramrich who are iron drivers, and he'd have to catch up to Garrett Viviers, who is what's the gap? 27 seconds up. I mean, I don't really think that's on offer. Looking to the inside. Stancer will squeeze, but probably give him room. And the 64 is through into 7th place in the category. See if he gets to Chai next. Not a lot else going on track right now. Most of the gaps are fairly large. By the way, Byron, I've never seen this in all my years of commentating Evolution Racing Academy. We have Maciel Saha, fastest lap 131.53. We have Richard Oakes, fastest lap 131.53. It is a dead tie to the 1,000th of a second.
Very nice.
Who's got the fastest lap from Iron? It's probably Nathan Gray, I'd imagine. He's done a 31.695. Can confirm. Can confirm. Bit of a boring day in that regard. The 3 class leaders have the fastest laps for their classes. Nothing really interesting going on.
No surprises.
There is the race leader, Maciel Saha, lapping his way through. Now, Adam Stewart could pray for somebody to knock him into a spin. I'm just saying. This is the most dangerous part of lapping through here, is that these are the guys in Sachai, Stancer, and Stewart who are actually competing with Saha in the championship. Oh, Adam! He got too close to the back of Sachai. He saved it! He saved it! Oh my god! He kept it pointing the right direction.
He's possibly the wisest.
I am very impressed. I thought he was going very off. Stewart's got to balance letting Saha through under blue flags, but not giving Stancer any sniff or losing ground to Sachai. And down the inside of Sachai, Stewart's got it. No, he isn't. He went wide. Saha gets through. Sachai remains in front. Saha's like, get the hell out of my way, boy. Poland v. Hungary. There's a lot of history here. And he hit him in the back and ended up behind Stewart. Oh boy, Steve Tetley, by the way, is joining this battle in the 808 Lamborghini. And in the background, you can see Richard Oakes. That's the second place car in the Rust Bucket. With 12.5 minutes left, the gap between the two is only 6 seconds. It's not inconceivable. I remember in Indianapolis, Sachai had some, call it, blue flag awareness issues. And I do wonder if we're kind of seeing them a little bit again. Stewart looking for the move. I'm going to swap over to Helicam.
Yay!
Some of the dynamic cameras are keeping us from seeing the cars. Stewart's trying to go around the outside. Sachai is on the inside. Saha is behind him. Things are getting very dicey here, and that is the race leader in the black and yellow. So, it's pretty important. And he's also losing a bucket load of time to Richard Oakes. Oh, there's a lot of weaving going on from Stewart. Oh! Contact! That's on Stewart.
Boy. Oh, boy.
Oh! Saha squeezes through. Can he get past Sachai? To the inside. And through he goes, Stewart! Going for it late!
I don't know about that one.
Stancer getting a great front. I mean, he made it clean. It was risky as all heck, but it was clean. Stancer getting a great front row seat to this in the McLaren there. Also, there's a fight kicking off between Vandervelt and Strobel. Viviers is off. Whoa! Stancer getting a little too deep. Richard Oakes says, thank you, I'll take that. Also, we've gone from 8 seconds at the front to 4 seconds, so that's a pretty big change as well. Whoa! What happened to Shannon Murasani there?
I believe it was gremlins. Maybe even goblins.
Just loses the back end. Sean Young on the tail of Casey Jones. That's heating up. Adam Stewart also had an off. What happened there? Let's see. Oh, boy!
Oh, boy.
Through goes Stancer. Through goes Tetley. Also, we got a fight heating up between Conrad Kuhn and Lucas Joubert. And, of course, the number plates may suggest this is a class battle, but it's actually iron on silver. And Kuhn is through. Tetley on the tail of Stancer. Battle for 15th. And also Sean Young versus Casey Jones. That was one of the other cyber racing cars, I believe, Shannon Marsano getting out of the way. And Stancer just overtook Sachai. How'd that happen? That came from quite a ways back. I have to imagine Sachai made a mistake. Yeah, I can kind of see it now. Yeah, way too deep. Stancer through, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tetley gets through shortly as well. He's managed to recover and keep Tetley behind him. In the 808 Lambo. Lots of battles going on right now. And Sean Young is going to get past Casey Jones. That's a big deal for the Bronze Championship. Oh, Jones goes wide. Pardon me, Young goes wide. Jones retains. That is for the final step on the podium, by the way, in the bronze. It's Saha, Golfer, and then these two. Lucas Joubert is still on the tail there. But the danger man might be the Lambo of Steve Tetley. Wonder whatever happened to Ron Morley. He was kind of in the bronze bubble of like top end. Currently runs in 28th place, having just gotten a lap back against Warner Jacobs. He's multiple laps down, so something significant did occur.
Ron questionable morally.
Speaking of fun names, I don't know if you remember Toranosuke Kawajiri, who raced in ESR for like a hot second. He will be on an endurance race with me not this month, but early June.
Oh, nice.
I'll see if I can try to. I've been trying to beat him into joining the fight simulator for some time, just because of his last name. And his first name is really fun too. Toranosuke Kawajiri.
Tyrannosaurasuke, the Crusher.
Crusher!
We're cheering section for Mrs. Strobel in the chat. That is a bold move, Cotton.
Strobel always has a little bit of a cheering section. Surprised we haven't had a lot of Nissan love from the RC Gingerbuck. RC, you let me down here. As Adam Stewart goes back past Steve Tetley. Sean Young still looking to get that third place off of not Mike Golfer. Pardon me, Casey Jones. How is Strobel doing? Strobel's running in 24th position, quite a ways ahead of Matthew East and quite a ways behind Shelvin van der Velde. So, apologies, Paul Venter, but I probably will not be showing a lot of Strobel as we finish up this race. Just not really in the action, I guess, is the be all end all of the matter. Basically, have 2 battles going on track right now. This one between Casey Jones and Sean Young, and then the 3-way fight between Sachai, Stewart, and Tetley. Oh, this is Clinton's first proper sim racing season. Oh, he's done very well. I've been I can't say that I've seen a ton of him, but it's been relatively good. He's been out there racing a relatively banged up car a couple of times and hasn't been making a spectacle of it. Has been doing pretty well within the iron ranks, so give him a big thumbs up. Jacobs and Lautre also do. I can't say as many nice things about Lautre and Jacobs, I'll be honest. They have a lot of work to do. That being said, first proper season, it's to be expected. But there are some how should I put this? They're still in the big improvements phase, where just grasping some relatively basic things will pay big dividends. Whereas Clinton's more in the refinement stage, where he's kind of found himself as a reasonably consistent, reasonably fast, reasonably clean driver, and it's going to be about making small, incremental steps forward. Whereas Jacobs and Lautre are one race away, one big discovery away from massive leaps. I think the best example I have of this is I was teaching a guy to race. Not that I should be teaching anybody, but I was teaching a driver to race, and one day he just showed up. He'd I've been practicing. All right, let's go. And he was 2.5 seconds faster than he'd ever been before. And it's Eureka! We have done it! We have found the big discovery. And Lautre and Jacobs are kind of still at that point. There's just going to be that one day where they show up and just suddenly it's you're like a different person. Bearded X Badass making an overtake of Sean Young. I don't think they're going to fight him too hard. Bearded is notably faster than them, and he's also a silver driver. He's just kind of recovering from some earlier, well, not even problems. He started for the pit lane, which I am hoping to hear in the post race maybe what the deal with that was. Adam Stewart looking for a way past Sachai. This is important. Side-by-side action between the McLaren and the Lexus.
And they both explode.
He puts him right to the outside. Stewart tries to rejoin. There's a bit of a hip check. And then there's one to the back. Steve Tetley getting a front row seat. He's going to get the overtake done, but that wasn't the cleanest. We'll leave it at that. Sachai wants it back. Stewart remains in front, though. Might face a penalty for that. That's a professional hater in the background coming through from the third place in the field. He's behind Steve Tetley. That's Conrad Kuhn further back in the Honda, and then it's Lucas Joubert in the Griffin. Oh, boy. Very off track for Sachai. And he'll rejoin, having lost out to Steve Tetley. And Bearded X Badass also getting past Casey Jones. Ooh, Jones gets very, very wide. The door is open for the Cyber Racing Porsche. Sean Young doesn't quite go for it. Putting together a quick championship rundown here. Because, of course, at the end of the race, people tend to leave, and then I can't do it. Not many silver cars making it to the end. Actually, only 6 by the looks of it.
It was Pandalirium. I thought we'd be killed, or even worse.
Jones still hanging on to 3rd place against Sean Young. Okay, there's my bronze standings. And finally bringing up the back. The Irons. Nathan Gray taking home the win today. Just being quiet right now as I work out the permutations here.
Everybody finished 13th.
Congratulations, Clint Strobel, who gets an 8th in category. Werner Jacobs and Latre behind him. Okay. I believe we have checker flags for almost everybody. Shane Murasanu, Adrian Marud, I think will be the last 2. There's Murasanu across the line. And there's Marud right behind him. That should be everybody. By the way, we did end up with a joint fastest lap. 31.53 for Saha, 31.53 for Oaks, so dead even. And in the iron category, there was a 31.695 for Nathan Gray. So Nathan Gray with a phenomenal showing out there today. Not just winning in class, but winning in style.
Power slid every corner.
All right, well, we got the Mercedes on top today, so let's get that out on the showroom, and then we'll handle any interviews that people want. So the interview hall is open. Let me get the showroom out here. Mercedes, where are you? There you are. Do I have any cool custom liveries for the Mercedes? I don't know if I do. Filter, customs... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got the Good Smile team. Yeah, we'll make the weebs happy. All right, I see Nathan Gray in the channel. Nathan, if you want to raise your hand, I can invite you to the stage. I do believe that you are a champion as of today, but we'll see. Invite to speak. There we are. Nathan Gray, 4th place overall today. Winner in the iron category, and if I may say, I do believe that you are the championship leader, sir. Winner, sir.
I really hope that's the case.
Because I have you, as of right now, on 115 points.
Woohoo!
Now, mind you, there's a drop. Pardon me, 101. There's a drop score on that, which would be bringing down to 87. But second place is on 67. So I do believe it is going to be yours.
Oh, I hope so. That would be great.
Let me fix my spreadsheet because it was telling me Porky Pies. Anyways, yeah, second place is Kramrich on 67, so you got a 20-point gap going on, and yeah, it's looking pretty damn solid. 3 wins in a row. You've been the top man in class at Silverstone, Indianapolis, and Valencia. Is there any concerns about getting promoted?
So I've been wondering because I see everyone else is getting promoted, but I'm quite content here in Iron.
Taking home the victory. Let's get.
Yeah, exactly.
Have anything you want to add about your race? Because honestly, it was from our standpoint, it was a bit of an anonymous race, but sometimes those are the best ones.
Well, I think it went well. It was, I think it's a personal best race. I think because I finished P4 overall, which is great. That's awesome news for me. Pretty happy.
And your biggest championship rivals were not here today, so that also is going to help you out. A big deal. Because
Yeah, I don't know where they were.
Andreas Hansen and no Max Cruz.
Yeah, so that also really helped to strengthen the lead.
There was some speculation as to whether or not you had, in fact, destroyed your competition and left them for dead, rather than let them compete today.
Well, in fairness, they're his teammates, I do believe. They're also members of the Los Patos Hermanos team, so that would be
the intrigue builds.
that'd be inter-team fratricide.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I had anything to do with their disappearance.
Well, Max Cruz continues to suffer from the I pick somebody to win the championship, and it's a curse for them because last season I picked Brandon Harvey to win Iron, and that went really badly. And this season I picked Max Cruz, and that has not really come together.
That's just unlucky, to be honest. He did great at the start.
Yeah, it's been an attendance thing for him. The results have been there when he's been here. Although you have taught him, I think, most of the races. Let's see here. What's the head-to-head? Yeah, you've beaten him in every single race. So even if he was in attendance, I don't think it would be going all that well.
Oh, let's go. That's great news for me.
You have 3 wins and 3 third places, which is pretty impressive, I would say. The only people who have beaten you so far this season are Felix Krammerich, Andreas Hansen, and Pat Fortune.
Damn. Okay. That's
Fortune's run at Coda was a bit of a weird one. Not to put anything on Pat, but let's put it this way. Pat's got a win and then 5th, 2 6th, and an 8th. So that win does stand out as a bit of a statistical anomaly.
I've noticed that he does really well in the rain, and Kota was a rainy race.
True. Rain races do tend to bring out the best or worst in people. All right, we've got Professional Hater next up to speak. Mr. Hater, welcome to the stage. Podium
Hello.
for you today. 2nd place in class, 3rd overall. Tell us about your race because we didn't see a lot of it, to be honest.
Oh, okay, I see. Honestly, I kind of disappointed. I thought I'd get that P1, but it was mostly just like Audi being shit on tires and me being a idiot. So, like, it was just trying to conserve the tires as long as possible. It wasn't great, honestly.
Well, I mean, your results have been really solid this season in the Audi. You've got 2 podiums in a row now to your name, a quartet of top 5s. And the only races where you didn't star as one of the leading men is when you didn't show up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Audi is super exhausting to drive as well, but I'll give props to Richard and Saha. They were very, very fucking quick. I will say that they're amazing drivers, but man, every time I tried to like keep up with them when I'm closing that gap, it's just like my tires were just completely like overheat completely. It wasn't nice driving the Audi in Valencia.
I need to get back to driving the Audi and figure out the problems because I keep hearing all these problems about the Audi and I'm like, I didn't have these. What have they done to my baby?
They were the TC. It's either you run TC1 or TC off. There's no in between.
That's to be honest, that was actually always the case.
Fair enough, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like It's the once you slide, your tires are gone. That's it. It's like once you start sliding or even a little bit of slip angle that goes slightly wrong, it's the rear tires really that really get overheated, and then you can start to feel them like sort of lose a lot of grip.
And then you're nursing them for like the better part of a half
Yeah,
dozen laps to try to bring them back in, sort of thing.
pretty much. And then like at that point, like fucking what's his name? Oaks was like 5 seconds ahead of me. I'm like, okay, no point to push. I might as well just take P3 and call it a day.
Yeah, that's why you were kind of anonymous today. There wasn't really a lot of action around you to
Yeah,
bring it out
yeah.
there. Kind of after you got past Boris in the early going, I think
Mm-hmm.
you kind of vanished from our radar.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good stint, honestly, but fun race as well. But I hope everyone else had fun, and that's it, really.
That looked like a really, really good race all around. Next up, we have El Perry, who picks up a podium in class today. I want to say, what's 5th or 6th place overall? Please let us know if I'm wrong on that, Mr. Perry. And the Stealth Bomber rides again. How did it go today?
The best.
El, you there? Might not have El. We'll boot him down the order for Casey Jones for a moment and go back to him. Casey Jones. Second place. What were you today? 3rd place in class. Got yourself a podium in the bronze category. Top 10 overall. Tell us how you feel.
Good. That was a really good race. I almost didn't get it. I had to hold off Sean Young for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes. He was on my bumper.
Oh, believe me, we were watching that very intensely.
Okay. Yeah, clearly faster than me, but I think I did pretty good. That was the first time I really had to defend somebody for a position like that was clearly faster than me, and it went well. I'm sweating though. He made me sweat. That's for sure.
Well, you got yourself a 2 podium streak going now. You're the top man in the Stunt Possum Championship pecking order. And I also appreciate your team coming up with some BMW variety on the liveries there. I appreciate that.
Did you enjoy that message?
I did. That was a very long message.
Pat's great, man. He makes them
Very appreciated. It was
yeah.
It was good. I can tell it's the grill on their cars now is actually different. So that's good.
Yeah, I
still might
almost pulled
confuse
off-
them a little bit because they're still identical otherwise. But from the right angle, I can tell who they are now.
I gambled not taking tires, and I needed them, and I didn't take them because I was losing time to Golfer, and I was like, man, I'm like 6 seconds behind him or something, 6 or 8 seconds. I was like, if I don't take tires, I could probably catch him, and I came out right behind him. And then he still pulled from me, so it was like a roll of the dice that didn't work out.
I mean, in fairness, you did have the fastest pit stop. That was a legitimate pit stop anyways. There was like an 18-second pit stop from somebody, but that was obviously not legitimate.
Yeah.
That was
I did a lot of practice. Paul's Scrivaris taught me how to do pit stops this week. I had been just kind of automatic doing them on auto, and he taught me how to manually do them and get faster, and it obviously helped a lot. So.
Well, the manual is faster, but also, of course, more room for error, obviously. So I can go both ways.
Yeah, and that's why I decided no tires. Plus that, I was like, man, I could possibly gain 8 or 9 seconds on him, and I did, but it just was maybe I needed 1 more second to come out in front of him and hold him up. But it's okay.
I do have to address Shiloh in chat. Told you Nathan Gray was going to win the Iron Class. You did not believe me. What do you mean I did not believe you? I've been a big believer in the Nathan Gray all season.
He was fast. He was faster than me out there. I was racing with him for a lot of the first half of the race. Was me and Gray right with each other, and he got around me after a couple of laps. He was cruising, dude. He's fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounded like tire wear was a big deal out there today, and of course the Aston Martin is one of the kinder cars when it comes to its tires, so that'll definitely help out for a bit.
Yeah, it was early, so that really wasn't an issue. I would like to point to that, but no, he was just faster than me.
Yeah,
but it was a good race.
Fantastic day, 2 podiums on the trot. Wouldn't say that you're a championship threat or anything. but
no.
definitely building yourself as a potential contender for next season.
Yeah, I think if I can, have another good result next week, and I think I can get up into third or fourth in class or something, and that's cool. I'm just passing through,
See.
anyways. I'm just passing through on the Browns, so I ain't gonna be here for long.
Well, I've
That's the
got
idea, at
you.
least.
I've got you on 43 points right now. Keep in mind this is rough math, which is 1 point behind Jeffrey Bacher and 22 behind Mike Golfer. So I would say anything above fifth place might be a little bit of a pipe dream.
Yeah, cool.
But you
Good
could
enough.
get you
I like
could
seeing
catch
these
an overhaul
improving
Bacher.
Yeah, just seeing the beginning of the season, struggling for points to now I'm fighting for podiums every race is it's obviously I'm happy with it.
No, it's been very, very nice seeing a driver go from obvious like one lap speed, obvious potential to putting it all together into like some actually very solid results. So it's been lovely to watch.
A lot of help. But yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate you too. Everything you're doing out here. I'll be watching it right now.
Anything else you would like to add?
Nope. Have a good one. Happy Sunday, everybody. Good race.
All right, we'll chill here for a moment to see if L Perry comes back, because L did raise their hand. The stealth we always have time for the stealth bomber, but obviously we'll also hang on. Okay, went out, invited to asked to speak again. Okay, let's see. L Perry, you're back on the stage.
There may be a hardware issue.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, L's clearly here, but we do not have the accompaniment of his melodious voice. And I'm afraid the problem would appear to be on your end, L. I do not seem to have any permission-related issues. Phone issue. That'll do it. All right, so I'll give a quick rundown of the standings, and if L can get his phone working in the meantime, he can come on. But we'll cap it off with that. One caveat, I have to say, very rough standings here. These are calculated live, and obviously if the webpage says differently, also people get promoted and yanked around in category mid-season. The following is what I have. Matt Gale leads the silver standings with 87 points. Richard Oakes is in second on 84. Now, an interesting note here, Oakes does have the lead under drop scores, 79 to 77. Bearded X Badass is on 77 points. L. Perry on 69, and Professional Hater on 57. In the bronze category, it is 81 points for Masio Saha, followed by 69 points for Sean Young, 65 points for both Adam Stewart and Mike Golfer, and 44 for Jeffrey Bacher. We also said Casey Jones is on 43 and in 6th place. And then in the bronze category, like I said, or the iron category, like I said, I'm pretty sure Nathan Gray's got this one sewn up in a basket. 101 points to his name. Felix Krammerich is second on 67. D. Hines on 62. Andreas Hansen on 55, and 52 for Max Cruz. And that is your top fives. We do have Bearded X Badass in the chat if he wants to raise his hand and come onto the stage. There we go. We'll also invite L. Perry and see if he's working.
Hey, guys.
Bearded X Badass, what was up with you starting from the pit lane?
I have no idea. I had the car running. I was setting some settings for my pit strategy for when I decided to make my pit, and then I got thrown into the pit lane.
Well, it was an interesting run to watch you make your way through some of the slower traffic and try to salvage what you could from the day. What are you thinking going into the final, the home stretch here?
I'm kind of excited. This is probably the highest I've ever been in any of the races since I've been with ERA. Been here a little over a year now. I think it's like my 5th season. So it's just fantastic to make it this far as where I'm at. Hopefully make it a third place this season, but it's all good.
I think 3rd place is definitely on the table. Again, very rough standings calculation. I've got you in 3rd right now. 8 points ahead of El Perry, and 6 points if we're going on drop scores. And I think mathematically you could still win the championship, but admittedly it would require some mess ups from Matt Gale and, of course, Richard Oakes.
Right, or hopefully they miss next race, but
Well,
it'll be interesting for sure.
Well, the problem is that they have shown up for every race, so I think you need more.
Yeah, I got to do better, man. I got to do better.
Let's see.
Oh man, it was a great race. It was
Yeah,
definitely a great race, and unfortunately from where I started, it's just unfortunate. But I mean, I think I finished in like 4th or 5th in my class.
5th, I do believe today.
Fifth?
Let me see here. Yeah, I got you in 5th place behind Oaks, Hayter, Perry, and Gale.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Admittedly, that's only ahead of 2 in your class. There were only 7 of you out there today, but still. Well, 7 by the end of it. Mickey Taylor ended up parked at the side of the road. David Slater had all kinds of problems, and we lost Jackson Biddle pretty early on. So there were 10 of you at the start. Oh, pardon me. There was also there were 10 of you at the start, but only 7 by the end of it.
Oh, nice.
So Silver faced a little bit. Silver got the brunt of the attrition today, which we don't usually see, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, usually it's almost everyone's always showing up and everyone's there, making it through the whole race.
All right, El Perry is now on his PC, so let's get him on the stage. El, do you have functioning audio? Paging Dr. Perry. Paging the stealth bomber.
I think he may be actually a functional mute.
Yeah, well, no, we've talked with El Perry before, so that's definitely not.
Well, I mean, that's the functional part. The world's only talking mute. Hi!
Unfortunately, El appears to be not having a great day with audio today. Bearded, any final thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, just like to say I appreciate what you do. I enjoy rewatching the live stream from you guys. It's very entertaining. It's very fantastic. Appreciate what you do. Look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
Yeah, 90 minutes of Kyle Almy for the season finale. Let me know here something here. I've not seen anything about this. Same point system is in effect for the 90 minutes or no?
I'll be lying. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, if
I just show up and race.
I feel slightly better that the information I am lacking is also lacking from the drivers potentially. I was trying.
I do know it doesn't count for placements for movement within the class to go to a different class. It doesn't count for any of that.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure the points still count one way or the other.
Well, I figured that. I'm just trying to figure out if I gotta adjust my calculations here in any way, but. Yeah, I think the only championship that's going to go down to the wire is the silver championship between Gale and Oaks. Because right now it is a 2-point gap between those two. So I think that's going to go down to the wire. I think Saha has... Let me put it this way. There's a way for Saha to lose the championship. But it involves not showing up, A. And it involves everything else going exactly perfectly for Sean Young. So I don't know if that's realistically on the table.
Well, it should be interesting because we get the random weather on it, so it's definitely be a fun race.
Variable weather. So let's go.
Give him the hail.
And of course, as I announced earlier, I'm pretty sure Nathan Gray, regardless of what happens, well, okay. Hang on. You know what? Nathan Gray... No. I'm pretty sure on countback, Nathan Gray would win a tie against Kramaric. I just realized Kramaric could still tie Nathan Gray. But I believe Gray has the edge on any kind of tiebreaker we could be looking at. He's got 3 wins, so what would be Kramaric's 2. And... Well, I don't know what the countback is. I guess that one might be still alive. But all Kramrich has to do, or pardon me, all Gray. Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter what Gray does because of that drop score being in play. I was going to say, like, all he has to do is show up and score points, but no, because he doesn't have a drop score to work with. Kramrich does. So, I guess that is technically still alive. You know what? This might be the first time we go into the final round of the season with all 3 titles technically being up for grabs during my commentary career. But I would say the only one that is really up for grabs is the silver one.
Gonna be a hater for the win.
The other 2 kind of stand out as yes, I can create the mathematical situation to take that title from you, but it is a hard one. L. Perry does not understand what is going on with his audio issues, so we'll just read his summary here. He had a good race. He had a little eventful lap 1, then some passes to catch up. Tires lasted 20 minutes, and then they were done. Sir, you just got to work on your tire management on that one, sir. I've never had that 20-minute problem. I'm just saying. And that's all he's got. So, everybody, that is it for today. Congratulations to our winners, Nathan Gray, Maciel Saha, and Richard Oakes. Congratulations to our almost champions. I guess I'll put it that way. Nathan Gray and Maciel Saha. And looking forward to Kyle Almy to finish off the season. So, that's all, everybody. I'm going to press the stuff. Oh, actually, Byron, we traditionally always give you the final word.
Salubrious.
And now we're